Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to have a couple of fall inspired soups for you. To me, there is absolutely nothing better than having a warm bowl of chunky soup on a really chilly day. For all of you on the east side and in the north, your weather is going to turn a lot colder than mine is here in Texas. But let's get some inspiration anyway. Before we get too far into the video, I want to let you guys know that this is a collaboration with Tiffany from Small Town 6. She is a hard-working mama of 4, and on her channel she has tons of cooking motivation. She has lots of quick meals for weeknight dinners, desserts, anything you can imagine, she's cooking over there. So after you're done with my channel, please you guys go over to her and check her out. So you guys, let's get into these soups. My first one is a chicken jalapeno chowder. And right now I'm going to start off with the chicken. I have a 1/4 cup of water, and I also have put a 1/4 cup of chicken broth in here. Also at the bottom of the pan, I did put about a tablespoon of butter, and I am seasoning it right now with some cumin. I'm going to come in there with a little bit of onion powder, a little bit of garlic, salt and pepper, and just season it to your liking. I usually never ever measure my seasonings, and I'm going to cook this at a medium-low heat, and I'm just going to put a top on it so that the chicken can steam and be moist. Now as that is in the pot working, I am going to go in here with my vegetables. So I'm going to go in with a yellow bell pepper, and when you use the peppers, you can use any color you want. I just like the color of yellow, but you can use an orange bell pepper or red or green. I know the colorful ones are a little bit more sweeter than the green, but whatever you prefer. So next I'm going to cut up my jalapeno, and as you all know, the seeds is what makes it really spicy. So I won't be taking all of the seeds out because I do want this to have a kick, but I'll only be leaving about half of the seeds and half of the core inside of the jalapeno, and I'm just going to chop it up not too finely, but just some coarse chops, because what I'm going to do is put it in my food processor. Next, I have a bunch of cilantro, and I don't have any exact measurements, you guys, because I always season to taste. So if you're not a huge fan of a lot of cilantro, then put a little less, and if you love it, put a little bit more. I love it, so I took a huge bushel. So what I'm using now is my Acekool hand blender. And what this hand blender does, it has so many uses. Right now I'm going to be using the food processor here, and as you can see, the motor. And what I'm going to do is just plug it in, and I'm taking all those vegetables that I chopped up, the onion, the bell pepper, and the cilantro. Now I'm just going to take the motor on top, and I put the attachments together. There is a blade inside, and I'm just going to go to town. And as you can see, it's chopping pretty finely. I don't want the vegetables to be too chunky. I kind of want them to disappear into the chowder. Now here are the vegetables that I would like to have a crunch and to actually chew on. The carrots that I have here that are already pre-sliced. Sorry you guys. I have a very small potato, maybe a half, just cubed up. I am using alfrado sauce, chicken stock, and a little bit of minced garlic here. If you would like to do this from scratch, you can always use heavy cream, and then you can season it to taste. But because I wanted the chowder to have a little bit of a cheesy flavor, I decided to use alfredo sauce. So you guys, now that I'm done chopping and I have all of the vegetables prepared, the chicken is done. I only left it in there for a total of 15 minutes, and as I said, it was like on a medium low, and it steamed very well. So what I am going to do now with all of the fat and all of the juices out of the steamed chicken, I'm going to leave it in there, and I am going to put in the potatoes first because they're hard, so of course we want those to cook first and the longest. And then I'm also going to add all of my mixture from the food processor so that all of those vegetables can have a chance, you know, to saute and to steam and to cook together. I'm going to go in now with my chicken stock, and I am going to use about, let's say that was about a cup and a half there. I'm sorry, you guys, I never use exact measurements. And I'm gonna put in a large tablespoon of garlic. And I'm gonna use this entire jar of alfredo sauce. Now I'm going to give this a really good mix, and I'm just going to let this simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes as I go on and I shred the chicken. So guys, here I am just shredding the chicken. I'm going to start off by making it in chunks. I feel like it's easier to shred in like little bits and pieces instead of just trying to shred the chicken breast whole. You all saw my Luna right there. She was right out of camera just begging, and in a moment you're going to see me pointing my finger and wagging at her because I'm telling her no. I don't like her in the kitchen when I'm cooking, and she keeps inching closer and closer just to see if I'm going to give her some chicken. She's such a big old baby. So now that I am done shredding the chicken, what I'm going to do is just go on in and I'm going to put in the carrots. Because they're so thin, I waited till the end. I did not want them to get mushy. I wanted them to have a little bit of crunch. So I'm just going to put in the shredded chicken now and then the carrots. After I place the chicken and the carrots inside of the pot, I just let it simmer for maybe 10 minutes, not too much more because I didn't want the vegetables to get mushy. I like them to have a crunch. And I just served it with French bread. You can use crackers. I put a dollop of sour cream. You could probably put chunks of avocado in it if you like, just whatever your taste is. But it's definitely going to be delicious. Okay, you guys, next up is butternut squash and orange pepper soup. And as you can see here, I'm chopping up my vegetables, and these I do want to mince as much as possible, get them as small as I can because I don't want too many chunks in the soup. 1 or 2 here is okay, but I really do want this soup to be creamy. So here I am, you guys, trying to cut up this butternut squash. This was the first time I had ever cooked with a fresh squash. Usually I would just get the packs of squash that are already cut up and prepared. So hindsight's 2020, I should have peeled it first before I started to take out the seeds and all this other good stuff. But hindsight's 2020, and you live and you learn. So here on the right, I have some fresh rosemary. I have a rosemary bush in my front yard. So I just took a little bit of that, cleaned it up, and just cut it up so that I can put it inside my soup. So in my pot here, you guys, I just have about a tablespoon of butter that I melted, maybe a little bit more, and I'm just going to put all the vegetables in there and a little bit of milk rosemary as you see me sprinkle in there. I'm putting in some salt, some pepper to taste, and a little bit of onion so that all the flavors can come together so they can saute. As you can see, I put another chunk of butter in there. I felt I didn't have enough. So I'm just going to put this top on it and just let it simmer a little bit, just get a little bit of steam. And now I'm just going to go in with about 2 cups of the chicken broth. I'm going to just let that steam for a little bit longer as well. I just want to show you guys what it looked like as far as how much liquid I had into vegetables. As I said, I don't measure a lot. I just go by sight and I go by taste. But down in the description box, I will try to do my best to tell you exactly what I did. And right there, I just went in with a touch of nutmeg. I feel like it's not really fall without a spice, you know. So you guys, now that the vegetables are all steamed and soft from just steaming and boiling in the chicken stock, I'm going in with my Acekool immersion blender, and I am just trying to get all of those vegetables that are chunky, nice and smooth. So now that I've completed that, what you see in there, the brown, I put in a pinch of brown sugar, and I'm going in with a little bit more nutmeg and a little bit more seasonings, the garlic and the onion and the salt and the pepper. You all don't see me, but as I'm doing this process, I do take a spoon and I taste it just to see where the seasonings are at. Are they, you know, blending together? Are there more than one standing out? You know, so that's usually how I do my measurement. So you guys, after this last dash of seasoning, I put the top back on it and I let it simmer for about 20 minutes. And here it is, all finished and plated up. I put a dash of rosemary on the top and enjoy this with some crackers. It was creamy and delicious. I hope you all enjoy these recipes, and when you are finished, please head over to Tiffany's channel, Small Town 6, which will be in my description box. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.